guys. Hello. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, evening edition. Let me move you guys up a little bit. Maybe a little crook. That's better. Hope you had the most amazing day ever. I have no idea. I hope you were peaceful, period. I hope you let your pace be peaceful. How about that? How about that? I hope you let your pace be peaceful. Welcome. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Let's put this here. And then we're going to do the introduction. And then we're going to talk about some things. So, please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to that YouTube channel where we can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there, as well as the podcast, the movies, the books. It costs you nothing to subscribe to the YouTube channel, so please make sure you do that. It costs you nothing to listen to the podcast, so I greatly appreciate it if you do that. Don't forget, Barnes & Noble has 10% off 2 books. So if you haven't read any of my books, you can go to barnesandnoble.com and type in my name, and the books will come up. I'm going to see if I can't post them here for y'all. See if that special is still running. How about that? And if it is, you can grab 10% off your books, your 2 books. So if you share the show, please let me know so I can properly tell you thank you, because I greatly appreciate you doing that, because you did not have to at all. So on this great, most amazing day, I don't want to do that. I hope you had a great day. And I hope you have been, you've been watching the show from last week, because we talked about some things in this week. Trying to get this link. And then let me post this link too. If you would like to support the morning show in any shape, form, or fashion, you can do so by going to clicking on this link right here and purchasing a star. Stars help support the show so that I can continue to purchase and buy books all the fun way. All right, here's the link for the books so that you can grab them there, okay? So on this great, most amazing day. Oh, it's not going to show it. Let's get started. So today I want to talk about, I want to talk about, because we've talked about a lot of things this week, but today I want to talk about understanding the principle. And that's really important when it comes to the thing that we're doing, like what it is that you're setting out to do. If you do not understand the principle of it, if you don't, and we talked about your why, we've talked about all the things, but if you don't understand the principles of what I'm sharing, then it will be, what's the word I want to use? It can be harder to grasp and understand the things that I'm saying. So remember how we talked about when you are struggling and in poverty, or when you are struggling and you are hustling and you're just getting it. And we'll just use me for example. When it was really hard, I could not comprehend someone telling me that life could be different, or that I could have something different other than what I saw, because I needed to survive. There was no space for me to dream and see something different. There was no room for that, okay? And when there's no room for that, you don't have an understanding of what other people are saying. And so it can come across as that applies to everybody but me. And, oh, well, she's different than me and she can do it and I can't. And then you apply all these unspoken rules to your life when nobody applied them, but because you are in that state of struggle, or in that state of, let me just get out of this, if I could just get to the next. If you're in that state continuously, then it's hard for you to see something else, okay? And it's hard for us to understand that. And yesterday I talked about the ease of receiving the abundance that is around you. But I need us to understand the principles of what we're saying, the principles of what I'm sharing. Because if you don't understand the principles of it, which again goes back to mindset, and you know, we've had the papers, and I think tomorrow I'll see if Rosie can't draw us, because I want to show you how thoughts become DNA inside of your body, and how you build your body up from your words, how your words become DNA inside of your body, and you build your body with the words that are coming out of your mouth. It's amazing. And I need you to see that maybe with pictures instead of words. So, but today I want to talk about understanding the principles of it, because if we don't understand the principles of any of the change that you're seeking to do, then the change is not going to stay. It's not going to stick. It's going to be hard to grasp. It's going to be available to everybody but you. So I wanted to read you something. Those who are ready for the instruction will attract the attention of such as are prepared to receive the teaching. Meaning, until you are ready to receive the instructions, you won't attract the teacher who has the instructions. Okay? To those ready for the instructions, you will attract the attention of such as are prepared to receive the teaching. Likewise, when the pupil is ready to receive the truth, then will this information come to them. So until you are ready to receive and understand that knowledge, and we talked about that last week, that my spirit or my energy is asking permission from your energy to introduce new thoughts and ideas into you, until you can get to that point of saying, yes, I am willing and open to accept new thoughts and understanding of things. Then everything that I'm saying, you will assume doesn't apply to you. You will think it's for everybody but you. You will think it's just for me. You would think it's for your friends. You would think it's for other races. You would think it's for only women and not men, only men, not women, only children, only young people, only old people. And you will not comprehend the understanding that it is all available to you now. But you have to begin to understand the principles of it. Y'all with me? So when you begin to if you're having a hard time understanding the principles of any of our things, if you're having a hard time understanding any of these principles, right? Any of this. If you're having a hard time understanding, where's my I am statement? If you're having a hard time understanding my I am statement here, right? If you have a hard time getting that, then the principle of anything else that I share will be incomprehensible. You won't be able to say it. You won't be able to feel it. You won't be able to comprehend it, because the basic principle of it doesn't apply to you, or it doesn't make sense to you. Okay? So I really wish I could find the I am one. I know I got it here somewhere. So as we're thinking about that, and as we're talking about that, I thought I had it, but I don't see it. And as we're thinking about that, then we have to understand that the principle of it all is the main thing. Okay? I couldn't find it. The principle of it is the main thing. Okay? So those who are ready for the instruction will attract the attention of such as are prepared to receive the teaching. Likewise, when the pupil is ready to receive the truth, then the information is available to them. And this is so, what's the word I want to say? So relevant in everyday life, that until you understand the principle of your thought process, until you begin to understand the principle of how the circle of you works, okay? And if y'all know me for a while, I talk about the circle of me. And I need to get that trademarked. Inside the circle of me. And until you understand that principle, until you understand how fast inside the circle of you, like your thought, and the faster you think that thought, good or bad, you are projecting that energy off. It produces an energy. The faster you think the thought, the faster the energy produces. And the more it is catapulted outside of you, so that it only gives you what you say. Until you can understand that principle, all things, listen, and I say this with all the love I have, until you understand that principle, no prayer will come true. No miracle will manifest. No blessing will come about. Because there's a principle you've got to understand first. Hey, my friend. Absolutely, sister. We're all those things. And so until I begin to understand the principle of the change that I am seeking, and so I understand the principle. So we can say, hey, Jojo, I want to change, right? We can say that. And we can say it here. Let's go to the road. Hold on. Let's go to, I got to find, here we go. Rosie, thank you. Rosie, y'all know Rosie does all my drawings. So we are here in this first phase with I am. Until I understand this, that change begins with this. Until I grasp and understand that concept or that principle, until I understand this principle, the rest of this cannot unfold. Rosie, where the rest of those things go? The circle of me will continue. There will never be a healing marker stuck in here. Ever. I've got to first understand this principle. If I don't understand this principle, nothing else is coming. So when we begin to understand the principle, listen, all things are available to those who know how to believe. Not to those who believe. Because we believe a lot of things. Okay? But to those of us who know how to believe. So my knowing how to believe is this. Is I am, level of understanding and abundance. I live here and not here. This is how I believe. Because those who believe go this way. Those who know how to believe go this way. Meaning my level of understanding supersedes anything that I see, because I live in the end result. It says level of understanding, evidence of things not seen, which supersedes any problem. This is saying I am, my faith, is above all that is current reality. My faith supersedes all of that because my level of understanding is different. If I do not understand this I am principle, if I do not understand the principle of my changed mind, if I don't understand this, the rest of this cannot unfold. So this says, let me fold it this way. Yeah, I need to put this in a book, huh? Right to Shane and must believe it to achieve it. This is the direction between my faith level and my level of understanding. Okay? When I understand this principle, and there are principles to this thing. There are many principles, but one basic principle that rules them all. And that one basic principle that rules them all is this changes first. And this supersedes anything that we say. Anything that we see. If I have a hard time grasping that principle, nothing I say will change. So when I understand this principle, It points me in my direction, and that is between my faith level and my level of understanding. This is the circle of me. Okay? I drew this. Now, Rosie drew this. This is the circle of me. If I don't understand this, this represents chaos, crazy, and insanity. When I understand this, the difference between my faith level and my level of understanding, I begin to add healing markers. I put a stop here. I stop the projection of energy that I am producing out. Let's break it down. I don't want to be broke no more. I want to have a good relationship. I want to have a good friendship. I want a good job. I want health. I want wealth. I want abundance. I understand the principle of saying I am that thing. When I understand that, and my faith level rises above what my current reality says, because my mind's eye sits here, says it's different. So in the chaos and the circle of me, I put a healing marker. So when I continue to say I'm broke, I don't have no money, I don't understand, I can't, I don't, I'm always going to be fat, I'm always going to be broke, I'm always going to be... When I stay in that negativity, the faster this circle goes. Have you ever been riding beside a car that is going so fast, the wheels look like it's not even moving, but it's still moving? Circle of me. Chaos. You're going so fast. You're putting out so much energy. It looks as if you're standing still, but you're doing the same thing. Until you put a healing marker here that says stop. I no longer want to say I'm broke, I'm sick, I'm not well. I no longer want to say those things. So you can stop projecting that energy off. You put a healing marker there. You still have to understand that principle. It goes back to understanding your I am principle. There's one principle that rules it all. I don't care if you read the Bible. I don't care what religion you're from. The principle is the same. If you first don't believe it here and change your mind, nothing else can come. That's the law. That's the principle. Okay? So you begin to understand when somebody is introducing a new thought to you. And I got to find the one where I show how the introduction of thought works and how we introduce thought and what that looks like. I don't know where that is. When we do that, you are looking at new principles and challenging the principle that you have. In some shape, form, or fashion, we've been talking about that for the past 3 weeks. So when you put the healing marker in here, it stops that circle of me of chaos of the energy you're putting out. And now you can put out more energy, which changes your self-concept of yourself. Okay? So when I understand the circle of me and I understand the principle that I'm working from, my concept of self changes. This becomes this. I am becomes, let me put it this way. I am and the concept of myself become one. Because I'm changing it, because my belief says there is no separation between the two. Y'all with me? I need to make sure that y'all with me. So when I say I am this and I understand the principle of it, the self-concept of me changes. Who I am changes. But I first have to understand this. Okay? Those who are ready for the instruction will attract those who are prepared to receive the teaching. Likewise, when the pupil is ready to receive the truth, then the information will come to them. But if you're not getting the principle of it first, it doesn't matter what comes to you, because your level of understanding can't comprehend it enough to make it make a difference for you. Does that, y'all with me? So if I don't understand the principle of, if I change my mind, things can change drastically for me. If I don't live in that moment constantly, then every time it's introduced to me, I'm going to fight against it because I don't believe it's true. It can't possibly be true because I can't conceive it here. So it's really hard when you're in that struggle and strife mode to see something, to see abundance, to see a different way, because you are so used to that struggle and strife. You can only see, and you can't see this way. You can only see what's right here in front of you. But when we begin to understand the principle of it, which says I got to change my mind, then the principle says regardless of what I see, I understand something different. When you begin to understand that difference, that's when change happens. That's when the change starts to, that's when you start to change the energy. Have you ever started, you know how you used to swirl water in with a straw? And you see the water going in one way, and then you try to change, sort of swirl another way. It takes a minute for it to go back the other way. And for a second, the water is going like this before it begins to go like this. So if you've been going this way for a really long time, you stick the straw in. Bring me a straw, which makes a healing marker inside of me. The water's going to go like this. When all has stopped, then the water starts to go in the direction of my new thought process. That's good. Can somebody bring me a straw? I think that's an amazing example. I think that is the most amazing example ever. Y'all with me? Is that making sense? So until I can understand the principle of that.
Some of us are in class.
I know. Until I can understand the principle of that. So here's my water, and I don't know if we can. Oh, shut the door and don't break it next time. So until I can understand the principle, so this is some lime water. We're going to swirl it this way, right? And it's all going in the same direction. Now, when I stop it to go it this way, you see the lime didn't know which way to go. Y'all can't see it over here. Okay, so let's let the water stop. This represents my life. Whatever chaos is going on, this is the circle of me. And I'm going this way. I'm going this way. Right? Now, I'm going to stop to go another way because I begin to understand the principle. Do you see how everything in the cup went in a different direction before it started to go in the direction I wanted it? This is your life. That was a good example, JoJo, if I have to say so myself. So when you begin to understand the principle of it, you begin to understand this and this, like now you understand that when you stick this healing marker in there, life is beginning to change. This represents you understanding the principle of the thing. Y'all with me? Let me know if y'all with me. Because it makes sense in my mind. I just want to make sure it makes sense to you. So as we begin to understand the principle of things and how they work, our I am statements and everything begin to change. They begin to sort out. And then the information or the answers or the direction that you are seeking can find you. When you are going in one direction in the circle of me and there's chaos and crazy, where do you propose that instruction and understanding of something different come in at? You have to begin to understand the principle of change and what it's going to do to your current reality. If you don't understand the principle of things, it's going to be harder to change and reverse the way you're going. So as you begin this journey, and it's going to be the most amazing journey ever. It really is. I want you to be peaceful. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. Okay? And I want to leave you with one last thing. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook. Send them over to the YouTube channel, which you can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget, we have the books, the movies. Please make sure you subscribe to the morning show on YouTube and on the podcast. That helps out a lot. If you like to donate stars, where you can support the morning show, fb.com/star. Stars are 99 cents every time you purchase one. That helps support the Fearless Morning Show. For those who have purchased, I greatly appreciate you. Now that we understand the principle, and I'll show y'all the water technique one more time. I'm about to be a scientist. I need to write this stuff down. I need to write, that was a really good example. So here we go. You're suppressing yourself. As you are suppressing yourself, right? You are living in frustration and anger and fear of your current reality. You see it. You assume, because your principle says, I can't change it. So you suppress yourself. As you suppress yourself, the frustration and anger and fear gets stronger and stronger and stronger until it is out of control. And you're like, there's no way I can make this change. There's no way this can be any different. And before you know it, there's a tornado and nothing stops, because your level of understanding has not changed. And until you begin to understand, or have a different, until you begin to understand the principle, which is your mindset and your thought process, until you begin to understand that, you're never going to be able to change the water in a different direction. Okay? Confusion and upsetness comes when I've been going crazy this way for so long. And now I'm trying to get this camera too. And I'm trying to change it. And the minute I try to change it, you see how that line stopped? And it's taking a second to get it started again. But now it's going in the right direction. It is because I understood the principle of my mindset. And until you understand that principle, this can never change. Never. This can represent whatever, relationship, friendship, careership, husbandship, marriageship, honey, what, selfship, weight loss, whatever. It can represent the same. Until you understand the principle and the concept of it, you will always suppress yourself. As you suppress yourself, you're increasing anger, frustration, madness. And then the more you increase that, the more you're pushing. Because if I was to stir this faster, and please try this at home, the more you stir this faster, it's going to keep rising to the top until it bubbles out. And that is you projecting your energy out into the world. And that's all you're going to get back. That's good. That's good. So on this great, most amazing day, I hope you had a great day. I hope you were peaceful, period. I hope that you had the most amazing day ever. If you missed today's show, please go back and watch it. It was really good, if I say so myself. But think about understanding the principle of things, okay? Because that it is really, really, really essential to what you're about to do and where you're about to go, okay? So on this most amazing day, I want you to finish the evening out peaceful. I want your pace to be peaceful, okay? Let your pace be peaceful. But think about what principle you understand and your level of understanding of that principle. Which way you're turning? Did you stick a healing marker in there so now that it's going back? Maybe you're in this phase where you're changing things up and things are chaotic. But as they're chaotic, you have to know that you've changed direction. And in just a minute, things will be going in a faster in the opposite direction. And you'll be putting off more energy. But you've got to be intentional about that thing. You have to be intentional. If you're not, then all hell will continue to break loose in the area and the realms that you wish that it did not. Okay? So on this great day, I hope this has helped somebody. If it has, please let me know. I greatly appreciate if you share the show. Please let me know so I can properly tell you thank you. And I want you to have the most amazing day. And if y'all enjoyed that water example, let me know. I greatly appreciate it. I thought of that as I was just sitting here. So I thought that was really, really good. So if you have a great day, have a great evening. And I'll see you guys here. I don't know if it'll be bright and early tomorrow morning. We may be a little late tomorrow morning, but we'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have the most amazing evening. Let your pace be peaceful. Think about the principles that you understand. Think about the principles that you understand. What they mean for you. But because listen, you can say, JoJo, this is crazy. I don't have a principle that I understand. I don't understand the water. Take a second and look at your life. Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. All of those represent your principle of understanding. All of those represent what your mind says you can and cannot have in this moment. Period. You don't have to, I just try to break it down so that you can see it in real time because it's happening consciously or subconsciously. Without you being aware, it's happening. I'm just trying to bring it to your attention. So as I'm bringing it to your attention, you are consciously aware of what's fixing to happen or what you're doing and how to change it if you so choose to. Okay? So have a great evening and I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.